This is Graz, G-R-E-S. If you're new here, please subscribe. It does help. Shows me you care. And promise I try to be as entertaining for you guys as humanly possible. Find myself in the Flushing Cemetery. Between Section R, Section 9, and Section 1. Flushing Cemetery right off 46th Avenue. You can see the sign there as well for reference. Grave. Someone very famous, actually. This just caught my eye here, and I just wanted to take a peek here. Rest in peace. We find ourselves visiting the grave of a legend in jazz museum, a jazz musician, a legend, born in the slums of what is New Orleans, Louisiana. He was considered neglected with no supervision. Anyway, he spent most of his time on the streets, singing with neighborhood kids for loose change and searching garbage cans for food. Delinquency landed him in New Orleans, a New Orleans home, where under the tutelage of what was a group home, the band's instructor, when he was in that home, the band's instructor started giving him music lessons. He had given him what would be his first cornet, and this is the grave of Louis Armstrong. After his release from that group home, he found himself completely unprepared, and he had no formal education. He was forced into doing odd jobs to survive, selling papers, unloading boats. And he wanted to be a musician because he got that first cornet, and he wanted to be a musician. He frequented many honky-tonks and dance halls, which led him to Joe Oliver, who became a pivotal figure, became his mentor, so to speak. Now, Oliver asked him eventually to join his band at Lincoln Gardens in 1922, where he made his first recordings. And he had switched from the cornet at that point to a trumpet. The Hot Five recorded his first album. During the tenure of the group, Armstrong also gave rise to a solo as a centerpiece in jazz music. After his 1932 grand tour of Europe, a London, England music magazine editor inadvertently wrote Salchmo in referring to his den, Monkey or Salchmo, giving rise to a nickname he would carry for the rest of his life. By the 1940s, the era of the big band was over, and Armstrong organized a small band called the Louis Armstrong All-Stars. And the Louis Armstrong All-Stars became well known, and it lasted well until about his even until his death. He's appeared on shows such as Bing Crosby, Oldsmobile Show, What's My Line, Dean Martin Show, The Tonight Show. His biggest hits as a recording artist: Mac the Knife, Hello Dolly, What a Wonderful World, and we have all the time in the world. A legend. Passed away of a heart attack at his home in Queens. His funeral in New York at the National Guard Armory, 25,000 people. Here is the grave. Just a little closer. Louis Armstrong. You can tell, obviously, many people still visit this grave. A lot of beads, I guess, to symbolize being that he was from New Orleans. This is the home of Louis Armstrong. Mere couple miles away from his cemetery. Got a shot of it across the street. Got a shot of the actual home of Louis Armstrong. This was his home until his death. So if you're going to Flushing Cemetery, you can visit his home, which is roughly 5 miles away, his former home. It's now run by the city after his wife passed away in '83. It actually has a plaque here too. It's located in Corona, Queens. Dizzy Gillespie, actually, his home, believe it or not, also a jazz musician, great, is located a block away. This is actually the former home is a museum. It's a Jewish holiday. Didn't even realize it. It's a Jewish holiday, so it's closed. But I will include pictures. This is how the backyard looks like of the Armstrong house. Brick wall, I'm actually tall enough to see how it looks. That's how the street scene looks like. Located near City Field.